record. Y'all know me with technology. Throw me into a new computer and I'm like, ah! Anyway, well, you guys, welcome. And I am super excited for our leader call because we have a very special guest that we're going to bring on here in just a little bit. But what I want to start out with first, we've got a few people that are not muted. So if you guys can mute, for some reason I cannot mute. If you guys can mute yourselves, that would be great. So first of all, I want to, number one, today is Gratitude Day. And I want you all to make your day a gratitude day every single morning. Knowing and showing and talking and speaking it of what are you very grateful for. So I'm going to tell you that I am very, very grateful for having a very healthy family. Melissa, can you mute yourself? Mandy? Oh, I got Mandy. Sorry, guys. Yeah. All right. So I am very, very grateful for number one of having such special people in my life. I'm very grateful for having great health. And I'm very grateful for my family and my family having great health. I look at how I've got 4 kids. They all have wives and we have 8 grandbabies. And I just, I woke up literally feeling so grateful because of everybody has great health. And even our parents, they're getting up there and they have great health. So anyway, I hope you include that in your day of what is it that you're grateful for. Post it on your page and move forward from that. I want to talk to you a little bit about success starts with attitude. Attitude determines your thoughts, and thoughts create routines, and routines determine what daily actions you take, and actions determine your success. I want you guys to think about that. I'm going to say it one more time. Success starts with your attitude. Attitude determines your thoughts, and thoughts create your routines. Routines determine what daily actions you take, and your actions determine success. So pretty powerful when you start thinking about that is, and I know that when we take action, it just automatically comes back to, I walk taller. I feel prouder when I'm taking action. I love this when it says, if your computer has a virus, it is useless. So think about it. If we are being literally putting viruses up here, then we are useless. So I just thought that was huge. I seen that and I was like, wow, I got to talk about that. And we all know that what we got to do, but sometimes it's just hard getting this straight. So I also want to take a minute to do shout out. If you guys I am so, so proud of Crystal Lyles and really, just really saying, Shelley, we need training here. We've never had, we just don't have it down here in the South. And so I am super excited and proud to announce that we have a training going on in Alabama. Woo woo! I'm so excited. So Katina's over there jumping up for joy. Woo woo! I love it. So that is going to be huge. We're actually doing a mini boot camp, and thank you, Crystal, for giving me a little bit of nudge and just telling how, just voicing how bad you needed it. And so I'm super excited. Look at Tracy getting all beautiful for us. Anyway, and I would love to give a shout out again to Miss Amy Davenport because she's constantly partying, and she is like the partying queen. I would also like to give a shout out to Kamala Robinson for making me step up to be a better leader. And she had a little talk with me and I thought, whoa, and it was good. It was great. And she actually has me. Shelley Hyde is not very good at doing this whole reading, but Cam, I know this will put a smile on your face, and this is my book. The cool part about it is I found this book in my closet by accident, and it actually had a note on it, and it came from Cam that I was supposed to give it to another distributor. And I called that distributor and I'm like, can I keep this book? And I know now that I'll read the whole book because I'm on a deadline. She's waiting for it. She's been waiting for it. It's been sitting there. So that was definitely a meant to be thing. And I see a few people, Kim Haber's definitely read this. And I will really encourage this. So thank you, Kamala, for making Shelley Hyde step out of her box. I love, the one thing is it's so important for all of us to be growing, keep ourselves as a student. And that is one thing that, I haven't been putting that third into reading books or doing that. And so that's something that I'm going to do to make myself be a better leader, better person. And that whole self-development is so, so important. So I'm going to challenge you all. If you'd like to get the book, go pro and read it with me. If anybody has read it, I would love for you to text me and just tell me a couple sentences of how it changed your life so I can be prepared. So I would really appreciate that. So I'm trying to look to see. I know there's tons of shout outs, but I would like to take a quick minute. If any of you have to toot your horn, and I know Robin Rolls, I'm going to give her a shout out because she has 2 parties booked on the calendar of her own. And Kyle Beck, he has been rocking out the parties. So I'll tell you, when people say they can't get parties, they need to get a hold of Kyle and be like, what the heck are you doing? So Kyle, maybe we'll just take a quick minute and let you share, because I know Kim's team probably would love to hear this, and share a little bit about how you're getting parties and what are you doing?
For one, really, you just have to ask. But I don't like to say party, because party, everybody thinks you got to invite 30 people to it. I say free sample session, and that has gotten me so many parties. Or I'll be like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you invite a couple friends over just so I can explain the products to you? And right there, that has grown my business so huge over the last, I would say, about 3 months.
And it really has. Kyle, share a little bit about your story. How old you are?
Well, I'm 18, and I go to Ferris State University. And I've watched Shelley since I was 14 years old doing the business. And I'm like, Shelley, when I'm 18, I'm doing it with you. I don't care. I'm jumping in. And the reason I joined this business is so I can retire my parents. That is my long-time goal. And I've seen them work their butts off since I was really young. And I just hoping I can retire them in a couple of years.
That's awesome, Kyle. What's your diamond goal?
Oh, I want a new truck so I can rub my twin brother's face in, because he just got a new truck, and I'm going to rub his face in it when I become diamond next month.
That's awesome. So Kyle just recently promoted. What I love about this story too is that he never recruited anybody up until about maybe his 4th month, maybe about that. And now he's literally almost Ruby. He is so close to Ruby, he can taste it. And like he says, one thing, you guys, I want you to take this, is that Kyle speaks it every single day. He speaks that he will be diamond. He speaks that he will be ambassador. He asks tons of questions. He is the biggest sponge I probably have ever had on my team, honestly. And so when I say that, he is absorbing everything, but he never stops. Now, Shelley, what does it take to, we talk about the chart all the time, but he understands it. He can teach it and train it because he asks tons and tons of questions. So kudos to you, Kyle. Kaylee, oh yes, go ahead, Kyle.
Another thing, getting to the meetings and one team, one missions has really been huge for me. If I'm feeling down and I go to one of them, I get out of that meeting and I'm like, I'm going to be ambassador diamond in a month. I just feel so confident when I go to them. So I would definitely definitely get to them one team, one missions. And Kaylee Varner's Wine Wednesday, that has been huge for me too. So I'd like to give a shout out to Kaylee for that also.
Awesome. Awesome, Kyle. All right. Who else has a shout out? And if you have somebody that, or maybe you don't have somebody on here that you can shout out to, I would love for you to toot your own horn. Jen Zay, I know you got something to toot your own horn on. And it just is, I haven't talked to you this week, so I don't know how to toot your horn. So please share what you got going on.
Hi, Mama. Oh my gosh, the pressure. Some of my new girls are just, these people are joining and blowing it out of the water. I've got a girl, Samantha Dockery. She's going diamond this month. This is her 3rd month, and she's like in 2 weeks. So that's crazy exciting. Just the energy on my team right now is exciting, and these promotions are going to be huge. Listen, something that, Mama, you know, that I had been slacking on, for lack of better words, is my mindset. And I had really, you know, Mama, you and I talk, you and I talk about mindset all the time. And I had shared some books, I think, on these calls with your team that have just been monumental for me. Breakout, Joel Osteen, and we've gone through those. But, you know, I got back from conference, and, you know, my fire had been back. It had been lit for a couple months now. And then I set like a really, really big goal, And I'm going ambassador this year and retiring my husband. Sorry, I hope you don't see a penis. There we go. We're potty training, so lots of Mickey little penises around. Yes, potty, yes. But, you know, I set this really big goal, and my husband, you know, we talk about visualization and how huge it is to not just say I'm going diamond, but actually visualize like what that does for you. What bills does it pay, and how does it feel to know that those bills are paid? You know, just that complete visualization, and how your mind does not know the difference between your actual reality and your perceived reality, which is why not just stating your goal, but visualizing it, acting it, getting up, getting dressed. You know, Shelley, you and I talk about that was the big thing for me. And it's just getting up, showering, and putting my makeup on and getting dressed for the day, how huge that was. And so I realized that to go my huge actual, oh my gosh, no, big goal was going to take more than just the traditional, do you want Mama milk? Okay. Was going to take more than that traditional personal development that I had been doing, that I was going to need to do it on a grand note. So what I started, because I don't want just my fire lit, I want like a bonfire, one of those like country bonfires that you can see from the expressway. And so what I had started doing is, in addition to my personal development, I just YouTube. I go to YouTube and literally look up motivational videos, and I watch a couple of those, because those have sparked my fire like no other, and really just getting back to those huge dreams that I'm visualizing and putting into motion.
I love it. And you have to have those huge dreams, have to. And this woman, Jennifer Zay, for anybody I know, I'm kind of shooting this out for Kim's team too, because she has been building this business. I'll never forget, was it the 4th child, Jen, that you were getting ready to have, and you were charting in the delivery room, literally? So
yes. Yep. I did not make friends that delivery at all. Usually I go in and make a lot of friends with the labor and delivery nurses. They pretty much all hated my guts, because it was time to go back, and I'm like, I still have orders to put in, and that anesthesiologist told me I had 15 more minutes, and I only had 5, so I get 10 more. And I had my charts all over my bed, and yeah, we had baby number 4 while promoting. So
that's awesome. I love
it. Was
fun. I love it. Anybody else would like to do a shout out? I'm going to jump in real quick. Donna, I see Donna just joined us. I'm going to give a shout out. She put me on the phone with a, oh my gosh, an amazing business person. And she met her at a booth, I believe. And she, like, this lady, like, Donna's been in the business. Donna, how long you been in? 5 years, 6 years? Yeah? Oh, just a sec. You're muted, honey. Let me unmute you. There we go. How long you been in?
5 years in August.
Okay. So this is the thing, you guys, is that when we look at this business, and some people will be like, man, I can't believe I haven't recruited yet. You know what? It's okay. You just need to talk to more people. And I look at Donna, and she has worked hard. She has put her time, her effort in there, and she has worked hard. Could have she done more? She probably would tell you, absolutely, I could have. But the thing is you never know when your heavy hitter is going to come to you. That's why you don't ever give up on this. That's why. Because Donna, when this lady joins her business, literally, Donna is going to have a diamond probably in 30 days. Literally. So she has got her hands in a lot of different things, but it's the smart thing. She's already retired and she's 40 years old. Her husband is retired. And they have tons of great things going on. So she knows what it's like to be making $1 million. And she is definitely interested, and she's going to join our team. So congratulations, Donna. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, well, the call was great. And I need to remember to call on you more, Shelley, because I'm kind of the Lone Ranger here, and that's okay because I can do it myself. But calling on you, it makes such a difference. The validity is not the word I'm looking for, but the clout that you lend to hear people, I think it's amazing. But as soon as her period's over, we're going to wrap her and she's in.
That's awesome.
She wants to have the optimal time of being wrapped, and that's fine. I'd like to have it today, but we have to wait till early next week, so that's fine. But the thing about it is too, Shelley, all the things that she does has to do with health. She just posted on Facebook a beautiful line of workout clothes, which will be perfect. I said to her, because we communicate mostly on Facebook, I said, do you have a lot of vendor affairs you go to? And she said, oh yeah, with her clothes. And I said, just see how we can incorporate the wraps with the clothes. It goes hand in hand. She said, sure, that's a great idea. So she's in. It's just a matter of getting her on the wrap.
Yep. That's awesome. Awesome. Great job. Anybody else? We got 2 minutes.
Shelley?
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, it's Robin. I can't do the video, so
that's okay.
But I wanted to give a shout out to you first for pushing me outside my edges, because I actually booked that third party this weekend. So we have that party Saturday night, and like Kyle said, I'm so grateful and want to shout out to Kaylee and Michelle for doing the Wine Up Wednesdays. I know Michelle covered last week or so. And that's how I got the party. Was they said, hey, message somebody that you had blitzed in the last week. And I said, well, I didn't have that many. So I said, I'm reaching back to other people that I had blitzed. And this was one of the ladies. And not only was it a blitz, but it was the kind of blitz where, you're not feeling it that day, but I had my shirt on. And so she approached me, and we just reconnected, and now we're going to meet with her on Saturday. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. And Robin already had a party booked on Saturday. And I said, yeah, but Robin, you got time for maybe 2 more parties. Like, we can't take things slow right now, you guys. We're getting close to the end of the month. There are bonuses to be made, and it's exciting of what's happening. So 2 more minutes for any shout outs. All right. Okay, guys. Well, I am going to pass this over to Miss Kim Haber. She is an amazing leader. I'm going to have her start out with a little bit about her story, and then she's just going to kind of dive in. She was on the leader call with me with Cammie yesterday, and she had some really good tips. And I'm like, ooh, I'm calling Kim to see if she wants to join in. So I love doing leader Zooms with more people, because it's like, then you don't have to think of everything to talk about, right? So I'll do one for you, Kim.
Awesome. I love that. And I just love the unity in our group. I'm just so thankful. I love listening to all you guys, great ideas and tips. I took lots of notes. And that's what's so cool about this business is that no matter where we are, we always, if we have eyes to see and ears to hear and a heart to be open to learning, we can learn from the newest distributor all the way up to the most seasoned veteran distributor. So thank you, Shelley, for asking me. My name is Kim Haber. I am a presidential in New Jersey, and I have party plan background, just like Shelley. So I remember when I first met Shelley, we were going to a leader retreat in Chicago, and she picked me up. And right away, I just loved her. So number one, just thank you so much for inviting me. You guys are so lucky to have such an amazing leader in Shelley. She just brings such genuine heart and passion for you, for leadership, for the product, for the business, and how much it can change each one of our lives. And so I recognized that about her when I first met her. So I was so excited when she called me today or messaged me. So a little bit about me. I was in direct sales for 9 years before I found It Works. I found it on Facebook. So for those of you that are marketing on social media, it's the number one way to really get your name out there and your product out there. And I skeptically watched this product going across my screen for 4 months. I was going through a time in my life called menopause, and I was having some issues with belly fat, and I was intrigued by the wrap, but I truly didn't believe that it could do what it said that it could. I was a total skeptic. Well, long story short, I broke down, I tried the wrap, and this is going to be an interesting story. So I'm going to share this with you guys just so that you guys get a little bit of encouragement about how important it is to show up when you say you're going to show up. So this gal who had been diligent on Facebook to put out her business, her before and after pictures, she was doing all those really good actions that, that lead to success, caught my attention. And it was at a time where the company that I was working for was starting to struggle. And I really felt in my heart that it was going to close. So I knew in my mind that if this wrap worked for me, I was looking at the business opportunity. So I reached out to the gal. She lived in Pennsylvania. I'm in New Jersey. And I asked her how I could get one of these wraps on. We scheduled an appointment. I showed up to the appointment and nobody was there. Nobody. It was outside a dance studio. I called her and I said, did I get the day wrong? Did I get the time wrong? I had an appointment to get wrapped. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. She's like, everybody canceled. There was only going to be 2 people coming, and so the gal that owns the dance studio is going to go ahead with the party. She has the wraps, and I'll call in. So I said, well, nobody's here. I'm here by myself. And she said, oh, let me call her. So she winds up calling the gal that was supposed to have, in the dance studio. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry, her person canceled, so she just didn't show up. So it was just me coming. Now, the day before this, I had found Cammie Dempsey's website on Facebook, and I said to myself, if I was going to do this, I should really go under this girl because she seems like she knows what she's doing. Meanwhile, I had no idea who she was. This is just God's divine plan. And I literally sat there because I was one of the top income earners with my company. They were struggling, and for me to be thinking about leaving was not going to be anything that was going to help them stay in business. But I really felt that God was calling me somewhere else, and it was to It Works. So I sat in my car and I said, Lord, are you telling me you don't want me to try this wrap? You want me to go back and try and fight to keep this company alive? And right away, I felt in my spirit, no, you go call that Cammie Dempsey. So I called her up. She flew out the wrap to me the very next day and had great results. I signed up, and through the grace of God and lots of amazing people, I went presidential in a year. So the story, this gal didn't show up because it was only one person, and she didn't want to drive from Pennsylvania to New Jersey for one. But how Shelley just said, you never know when that one person's going to walk into your life and is going to totally rock your world and change your business. And so here she was doing months. She was doing all these things to draw me in. And when it came down to it, she choked. She didn't show up. And so, she is still a diamond leader, because I still follow her because I'm interested in just seeing what her journey is. But I just hope that is an encouragement to you that no matter how discouraged that the enemy may want you to be because only one person's coming, you show up for that one person, even if it's just the hostess. Because, my husband works in law enforcement, and he's got his life and career planned out. And he tells me the coolest thing about our business is that every day we have the opportunity to go out there, share our Blitz card, change somebody's life, and rock our businesses, in a complete, and we have that Willy Wonka ticket every day in our business. So whether it be somebody we're blitzing, somebody we're connecting with on social media, That's the excitement about this business. And so we just have to believe that and just walk in it every day until God lines it up. And, I know Mel McFarland, I just love her heart. She comes to New Jersey once a year and does a training with us. And she says, God already has your team picked out. It's already done. It is written. And you just need to step into each day and bring your best A game. And so you can line up with them. And so this is just an opportunity where, for me, I get up every single day excited for what God has for me. Like it's Christmas morning. Like we have no idea what we're going to have, but we know it's going to be good and we're going to believe and we're going to speak it. And so I'm so excited about this time of year. I just feel it's a shift in our company like I've never felt before. And I know, Shelley, you feel the same way.
I do.
There's just this locomotion coming down the street here. And if you are really diligent to be a good steward about this gift, and in leadership, it's so important that we know that this is the blessing that it is. And we get up every day excited to share it with others and really just ask God to create those divine appointments, ask him to line us up. And then no matter how inconvenient or tired or stressed or how much we don't want to do something, we do it. And I always coach my team, like if you're really praying into your business and you're speaking life into your business and you get, in the spirit, something tells you to do something. And then the second voice comes in and starts telling you all the reasons why that won't work. That second voice is the one that comes to steal, kill, and destroy. You listen to that first voice and you just go for it, regardless of what that second voice is telling you, because that's when you have true breakthrough. So I want to share with you guys a devotional that it's so interesting. I just love God's timing. I don't believe in chance. I love A Leader's Heart by John Maxwell. So this is a great devotional about leadership. And really, today's leadership devotion from March 14th is called A Bigger Vision Drives God's Leaders. And I love that because we have to have the vision for the people. I know when I first came to this business, God allowed me to see that this little wrap could be a blessing for so many people. And I got excited about it. And I remember telling people about it. And so I had the belief in it before anybody else did. And that's truly what a leader's job is, to have those God-sized dreams. So in Psalm 67, he shares with us that God be merciful to us and bless us and cause his face to shine upon us, that your way may be known on earth and your salvation among the nations. God's blessings follow leaders who adopt his vision for the nations of the world. Psalm 67 contains both the top line and the bottom line of this promise that God invites us to enter. The top line represents God's blessings for his people. So for me, I think the top line is we're all blessed that God brought this crazy wrap into our lives and allowed Mark to persevere through tough times so that we are as strong a company as we are. The bottom line represents our natural response to this blessing. So when God blesses us, we are to turn around and bless all the unblessed people of the earth. So the top line is that God would bless us. The bottom line is that we would then bless others. And I totally believe that's the whole thing in this business. We're blessed to be that blessing and share what we know and what we feel about this product and this company. So God blesses his people so that they can bless those who have yet to be blessed. Godly leaders feel driven by this vision. Maintenance is not the goal. So whatever rank you are right now, staying here is not the goal. That just means you have enough and you're not doing your part, which is to fill that bottom line. Getting blessed is not the goal. And I could speak to Shelley so much so, because she's ambassador. She's got it. She's right there. But there's still one more level. There's still lots of people that can be blessed. So we don't want to be dealing with maintenance. We want to make sure that we are out there to keep blessing others, so that World Conquest motivates God's heart, and he accomplishes this mission through leaders like each one of us, who cast that vision to participate in that bottom line thinking. So he always leads with a question. The question is, how much do you strive to participate in this bottom line living? How much do we get up every day and get out of our own heads and out of our own goals, so that we know that we have this awesome gift of bonuses, say, to give to other people and help them achieve them by partnering with them, coaching them, inspiring them, casting vision upon them. And then the bottom line is, we'll get blessed and make bonuses too, but that's not the first step out. The first step out is, who can I bless with this? Who needs these bonuses? I just got a new gal on my team. She's a single mom with 2 young boys. She has, a debilitating lupus type disease. And she had a phenomenal wrap party. And I walked into her house, first time I met her, and I said to her, Have you ever thought about doing something like this? Because you're a phenomenal hostess. You're a phenomenal hostess. You had all these people come, and it was a facial and wine party. She made this cute spinach dip with she had cucumber eyes and like a tomato lip. So it looked like she had like a towel on her head. With like it was the most adorable little thing. And I just said to her, do you need extra money? And she's like, of course, I'm a single mom. And she's working 3 jobs and killing herself. And her wrap party turned into her becoming a distributor, and she's already got a team under her, and we're getting ready to just totally rock her world. And she's diving into the ingredients on our products and just recognizing all these things that are going to help her with her illness. And so that's what we get to do. Like, I get so excited. I'm like, this little mom, little 20-something-year-old mom, single mom, is going to have her whole life change because of this crazy wrap. I get to be part of that. These 2 kids are going to have a totally different life. They're going to have mom home more. They're going to have, just so much is going to come because she said yes to a party, and I asked her to take a look at this party at the end of the day. Let me know if she thinks she wants to be a distributor, and I'll show her how. And she said yes. So, that's what you have to get excited about. That's what we have here, and that's what's going to get those bonuses for you. And when you have those days, and we're all going to have them, where we kind of feel like we're trudging through the mud, and just like the gal who had the opportunity to wrap me just didn't show up because it was just so far of a drive for this one person who's coming to wrap, you don't know when your next Cammie Dempsey is going to come walking into your life. And so you got to wake up every day putting a wrap on somebody, looking to do parties with people, to get out there and just see where you can bless them, have that bottom line thinking. God has blessed us. That's the top line. Now, what is our response to that blessing? Is to go out there and share it. And that's a fun thing that we get to do. So, I know one of the things that Shelley likes me, one of the things I talked about on our call yesterday was, I started this business in party plan. I was a party girl. I was right away getting parties and getting people in. And, for me as a leader, I was comfortable talking in front of people because I'd been doing it for 9 years. So I literally started in my living room having a wrap party, inviting people in, explaining about how exciting this business is going to be, and getting them enrolled as distributors. And then the next week, they brought their friends. I did the presentation. They were busy, wrapping people, and we signed them on as a loyal distributor. And we continued this all the way through that first year. I remember when we got into this season, when everybody was working towards going diamond and double diamond, and that's what helped get me to presidential, we had 2 wrap parties going on team-wide, one during the day and one at night, 6 days a week. And that's how we promoted, through parties. And so what happened was the following season, we started having a lot of snow. And, we were hearing about all these amazing people who were really busy with these online parties and doing all this texting and social media stuff. And they were rocking it out, getting ambassador in like 5 minutes. And we were like, wow, maybe we need to learn how to do that. So we totally switched gears from being the culture of the party people. And it was working, but it was a lot of work. Let's face it. It seemed so exciting to sit home in my pajamas with a glass of wine and just work my business from my phone with my feet up. But what happened was, we started losing volume. Our new people weren't launching as well. They were struggling. They didn't know what to say. They didn't know what to do. And so, it took a while for us to really wake up and realize that we needed to get back to that culture of getting together. The neat part about our networking business is that we have a 45 minutes captive audience. People come to us because they want this wrap. I call it the anointed wrap. It lures everybody in. And then they have to sit with you for 45 minutes while it's on. And in that 45 minutes, we get to go through the party pad, share about some products, sample out some products, share our story about the business, see if they need extra money, and then give them a choice at the end of the day to either save money and make money along the way. So, we're very lucky that we get to do that. But why do we try and take that outside of that personal one-on-one interaction? Because we are not a tell me business. We're a show me business. We have to show them how the wrap works. Truthfully, the wrap is our best spokesperson. We almost don't have to say a word. We could just put the wrap on somebody. They can feel it, see the results, and get excited about it, and you don't even have to sell it. But it's so much harder for us to talk about all the things it does as opposed to put it on and show them what it does. And then they start imagining they want more. They start imagining, I have this friend, this friend that would want this. They start imagining, oh my goodness, this is like gold and I could make money with this. And this is the answer to my prayer. And then their eyes are open. And it all happens with that either wrap appointment or wrap party. So, if you guys have gotten into the comfortableness of online stuff, I mean, they're a great asset, and I still enroll online. I capture people's attention online. But my goal is to get in front of people, to get one-on-one with them and get that wrap on them as soon as possible, because that is where the magic is. And that's where our job becomes easy. So, Shelley, is there anything else, on that you want me to talk about? Or is there any questions anybody has about all that?
I just think it's so important, Kim. You hit it. Everybody, I don't know if you've got a chance to look at the comments, but people are like, man, she's in my head right now. And I totally support that, because that is something that we all just got to get that wrap on people, and it's so important. We can sit behind that computer all day long and build relationships, but they're not as real as what you're going to build face to face, slapping a wrap on somebody. So I think it's huge, and it's important that parties is definitely where it's at. I know we're not a party plan, but that is where we literally build the magic, So, and I love how you walked in and just gave her a compliment and was like, can't you use extra money? We just got to be asking more, just like with Kyle talking about the parties. We just have to ask more. So
yeah, it's that whole thing of ask, believe, receive. I recognize she was having 10 to 15 people at this facial party. She did an amazing job at the online. I did nothing but show up. I walked out with $250 of wrap cash, and I almost felt like I was stealing, because she made it so easy for me to walk in there. And when you see that, our job is to be a talent scout. And I always just say, I know you're going to want these products. You asked me about a couple of things. I said, you can either sign up as a loyal customer and get these products at a discount, or you can sign up as a distributor and get the products at a discount. And then all these people that are going to want to, buy things or become a distributor themselves will go under you right away, and you start making money on it right away. And so I planted that seed before we started. And before the party was even over, she looked at me and she goes, oh, and by the way, I'm going to be a distributor. And it's neat, because that's what we get to do. We get to let people know it's not like a career move where you got to sell your whole house and reconfigure your whole life. She said that she likes to do these parties once a month just to get her friends together. She hosts different ones. So she obviously is really good at it. And so now she's going to be hosting them weekly for the team we're building. And I'll be going up to Pennsylvania, which is where she's from, and rapping with her and her team, minimally once a week till we get rolling, and then more if we need to. So it's exciting. Because it wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the wrap party. She was a total stranger. I had done a wrap party with a friend that I just said I wanted to get back into doing parties, which is a hosted girls party for me. This gal didn't make it, but she saw some pictures. So make sure you take pictures when you're doing facial parties. They really grab people's attention. This girl's the blue, so she loved what we were doing. So, she said, she called me and she said, I want to do a party. And she had this phenomenal party. And the neat part is the gal, Susan, who's the one who had the original party with me, I called her up after I talked to Danny, and Danny was signing up. And I said to her, look, you introduced me to Danny. I know you're a loyal customer. And she tried being a distributor before and it didn't work. And I said, if you want to upgrade as a distributor, I'll put Danny under you, and you can have a team built right under you right as you get right out the door. And then we can all work together. And she said, yes. So, again, she had already been a distributor, and she said no. She canceled right away. It just wasn't for her. She signed up as a loyal customer again. Now this is about round 2. I could have easily been like, nah, she doesn't want to do it. And I just felt in my heart. God said, ask her. And so I did, because I listened to the first voice, not the second one, telling me why she wasn't going to go. And she said yes. And so I'm really excited, because now she's got this. I was showing her a diamond chart. I'm like, don't even worry about the emerald, because Danny's going to be your emerald. She's already a little rock star. I go, we just got to get your other 4, and one needs to be a ruby, and you're going to grab that bonus. And so, that's how exciting it is, and that was just because this girl did me a favor and said yes to a party. And then, I was good to keep asking, keep casting the vision, and keep enjoying this opportunity we have to bless others with it. So.
I love it, Kim. I love it. Can I ask you, when you sign a new distributor, how long do you run with them?
As long as they're running.
I love it.
I love it when they're coming at me. I call it playing catch. I have a conversation with them right away. We go through the East Week training. I let them know I'm going to be a partner with them. We start planning our weeks out. We do our weekly parties I haven't planned out for the first month. And we take it from there if we need to do more than that. But I will run with them as long as they're running and we're rapping and they don't need me. When they get to the point that they don't need me, then that's great. But I just love it. So I run as long as they're running.
I love it. So important. Does anybody have a question for Kim? Leader questions?
Checking out your comments.
And I'll tell you what, Kim's got fire in her belly. Can you not hear it? You can see it in her expression. You can hear it. She's feeling it. And that's what's going to attract more people. Now, is it going to, with that fire in her belly and that excitement, is it going to be the best for her to sit behind a computer? No, absolutely not. She's got to get out and talk to more people. She's got to get on the phone and talk to more people. Even if she's talking to them online, she needs to pick that phone up, because that fire in her voice, that excitement, that's what's going to literally get people to host a party, be a customer, any of it. Book a wrap appointment, whatever it might be. So, wow, I'm so excited, Kim. Thank you so much. I love it. Well, I would like to touch a little bit on, Cammie had an amazing call the other day, and I would love to touch about, one of our leaders asked, why is it that I can never sign people up with a larger booster pack? And I'm going to talk a little bit about that, because in my other business, we had a $1,000 kit. That was our biggest. And I sold $1,000 kits all day long. And it's because we start out thinking it's only $99. Okay? And what I love is breaking it down for them, telling them, if you really plan on doing diamond, if we're going to run and get your diamond bonus, you need that large booster package. Nobody's offering it. That's why you're not selling it. Okay? So what I think that, number one, is what I know is that people immediately go because it's only $99. And I know that tons of people have been very successful on a $99 kit. I get that. But let's set them up for great success. Let's set them up and literally be talking about the big booster pack first, instead of talking about the $99 kit. So Debbie Sasek, I love what she does, is that she breaks it down, and she literally has the large kit and the $99 kit all bundled together. She gives them one price. These are the different levels that you can come in on. So I'm going to recommend you guys to really, really be asking. It's just like a party. It's just like a wrap appointment. If we're not asking, we're not getting. And you think about how much volume you are going to seal the deal at the end of the month with that extra large booster pack, that $349 booster pack. Think about that. What was that, Kim? 230 BV, I believe it was. 230 in BV.
I was talking about this with my leaders yesterday, and what I loved about that, and I said, I'm guilty. I'm going to take ownership, because as soon as they came out with that mini boost, I was like, value. And you can only get it right away. That's what I focused on. And your focus forms your future. So I would always get them at best signed up for the mini boost and the 99, which is 60 BV. So when they're coming in the end of the month, that's a lot of BV to make up if you're looking for promotions. So, I remember when I first started, we had this business builder kit that was $4.99. It was the big boost. It was a 400 qualified box. We would have people sign on the last day of the month, big boost, qualified, promote. We just kept moving through the ranks. And that's what I taught everybody to do. Now, the good thing about having that, besides the fact that it's giving you BV for quick promotions, is that bigger boost gave people a commitment, because they knew they got to get their booty out there and get wraps on people to get their wrap cash to pay for their credit card bill. So it actually gave them a little bit more of a push to get their rear end gear and get those parties on the calendar, get those wraps on people. And when those wraps were on people, guess what? Organically, they grew and went through the steps of success. So when we started minimizing it and keeping it, again, did it come out of desperation? Oh, it's just $99 to start? Are we not setting them up for, what are they going to do for a whole month with 4 wraps? Then what? And you're always waiting for product to get here. And again, if we're a show me business, you got to keep the wraps in hand. So I really like that by offering that big boost. That's something for somebody who truly wants to go after those go bonuses, that, it's going to give them more of a commitment. and then you'll commit to them to help get those wraps sold because you'll be partying with them or what have you. So I just think that we kind of missed the boat a little bit for a while. At least I know I did, and I was going to take ownership for that because I haven't had anybody buy Party Booster because I don't sell the Party Booster. Let's be honest. I'm gonna be real. And it was Kyler who opened our eyes to, you know, to a larger way of thinking. And I know that everybody that came in and big boosted and sold all their wraps made a ton of wrap cash and they rocked their business. So why wouldn't I want that for my new distributor?
Exactly. Yep. Well, and I am just as guilty. I was on the phone with Donna's girl, and we were talking, and I told her, I'm like, you know what? You taught me something here, because when she asked about the booster pack, because I had mentioned them, and I had said 149, 349. Well, when she came back to ask for it, I didn't quite hear her, and I just assumed she was asking about the 149. Okay, literally, because why? That's all I sold. And she says, no, I meant the big booster. Like, I should have known that right out of the get-gate of who I was dealing with. And I should have went big, you know, right out at the beginning. And so when somebody like that, I mean, you're gonna bring in higher quality. I really believe that. And you're gonna bring in people that are gonna have that drive to get rid of those wraps. So I think that was huge. I think that we all got to kind of shift. We got to take a little bit of a shift on that. And that's our first thing that we're going to offer, literally. If you have it all broke down, I don't have the exact numbers, but if you have it all broke down of, I want to say 470 was for the large kit, and you guys can double check this, but 280 was for the second, and about 112, depending on what your tax is. But literally add your tax, your shipping, everything, and just tell them you're ready for big success on that 470 kit. You want to go diamond? We got to be wrapping a lot of people and launching a lot, you know? So anyway, I thought that was big. I wanted to touch on that. I loved what Kyler had talked about. If you have a poverty mindset, that's what you're going to get. So if we're literally just thinking 99, 99, 99, they don't have a whole lot invested. And it's kind of one of those things. It's like telling our kids, you know, yeah, I'll go get that for you, but you have to pay me back, and then you never have them pay you back. You know, they're not invested. So they know that they're going to get away with that. So that 99, yes, I agree. Some people do have to sign up for that, but darn it, don't prejudge, literally. So the other thing I wanted to tell you guys about customer service is, I know I've gotten complaints from that, but I'm telling you that they are growing. Cammie Dempsey is part of this, and they are teaching and training, and they're actually answering the calls with a different script and really making the people feel special. And so I just want you all to know that corporate is working on that. I got asked a question the other day from at a party, and they just said to me, if you were to pick one thing from this company, what is it that you don't like? And I could not think of one. I would have said a year or two ago that they just didn't get the information out to us fast enough, maybe for conference or whatever, but they're doing so much better at that. And they probably still could do better at that. But that was the only thing that I could possibly come up with. And I thought, man, to be working for somebody for 7.5, almost 8 years, and not have anything that you can be like, seriously, you know?
That, like our system was not good. You back, sweetie?
I am back. I don't know what happened. So were you saying something, Kim? Go ahead.
I was just hearing, with when I first started, there was a wrap shortage. We had a terrible system that literally, like, people had to beg to get signed up online because it kept crashing. You know, we had so many new customer service people. Nobody knew what they were doing. That's called high-class problems. And when we're in momentum and they're bringing in new people, we have to have grace. And, you know, it's perspective, so I think that's what, we're going to feel when we go through these huge momentums and we see our checks going up. We're bringing in 15,000 new distributors in 4 days, guys. That is unheard of. Rock that out. And now they're going to be bringing in customers, and, you have to have growing pains, and things aren't going to be perfect, but you have to just have grace with and let people know that we're just rocking it. And, people have to learn this. Our lingo is a whole other language that these poor customer service people have to learn. So we just have to have grace with them.
I so agree. The next thing I want to talk about, any new kits that are coming out, you must be getting new wraps, the ones in a bag, not in a box. You should be getting new business supplies. If not, throw a ticket in. Get it handled, okay? Cammie had made that very clear that we should be having all new stuff in their kits. Couple other things. Do you remember any other updates, Kim, that she was kind of touching about? I will tell you guys that Alabama link is already out. I put it in my page. I'm going to start promoting it in the ambassador page, the elite page.
No, I choose Rose.
Already mentioned that. 1 year. I signed on April 30th, and I went presidential May of the following year through, just a lot of wraps and, of course, God's divine appointment. He had his hand on that business right from the gate. And so we just went for it. We worked hard. We wrapped a lot of people. We did a lot of parties. We went to every corporate event we could go to. We were flying all over to the boot camps. We were bringing our teams. We were going to, I went to conference as a double diamond. It was April 30th, and then conference was in January. I went there as a double diamond. My husband was a ruby, and we had 24 distributors. And then he went diamond, double diamond. I went triple presidential, all within, from January to May. And multiple double diamonds pop in. I mean, it was just like popcorn. It was such a great run. And we did it through parties.
I was just going to ask you, Kim, was most of it all parties?
Yeah, we didn't really, we advertised online, but we partied. We wrapped. We were wrapping people. We were always running out of wraps. And so, I had teams that would go out there and just literally knock on every store where women were and ask them if they could wrap them and, and explain the business opportunity. And we were hungry, and we were out there like turning over every rock.
I love it.
Yeah. A lot of blitzing and putting them into the wrap parties. And again, we had them every day. I mean, I would say 2 months during the promotion period, like locally in my area, we had different personality colors kind of paired up so we knew who our, if you guys don't know the color personality thing, it's so important because we would know our prospects, what we thought they were, and we would get them in front of the leader that spoke their language. So we were really intentional about what party we were taking people to based on what this prospect would connect with most. And everybody worked together. And it really, as much as we worked hard, we worked smart because we all leveraged our time and our gifts.
I love it. Great question. Anybody else have questions for Kim? Presidential diamond, you guys, seriously.
I do. Hi, Kim. I absolutely love your story. So I have a question. What is your best party booking tip?
I've been into the facials lately because I just feel like women just need to get out and have some fun. So I'll literally send a picture of people with facials on, and I'll send them a picture and say, hey, do you want to have a bunch of friends over to do this? And that's it. I know for me, I just kind of created February was Love Your Skin Month. And I said, if you get a deluxe facial, I'm having a few friends over. And I don't even limit. Like, I don't say you have to have 4. If they have one person, it's a party, and I'll get the facial on 2 people. Because again, we're looking for that one person that really needs this. It's gonna transform their life. So, I just ask. If I find people that are, starting to become a loyal customer, I'll say, hey, I know you just joined as a loyal customer, but you really want to sample so much more than this wrap you just bought. Let's schedule a date that I can come over and bring some samples for you to try. And if you want to bring a couple friends in, that's fine. And then we turn into a party. I agree with Kyle. I don't like to say the P word because people are so like, no, I don't want parties. Too many people, too much work. Keep it simple. But the wine and facial parties have been great. And then I had people leaving the party with one of my Blitz bags with the wraps that Shelley was talking about with Deb Sassick a while back. I'll just have those to go so people can go home, and after they're drinking all day, they can wrap tomorrow. So, I talked to them about it, how it works.
I love that.
So, your loyal customers are your parties, your friends, just make it be fun. If you're fun and excited, you can literally put a facial on your face. And then now with this new, messenger thing, this day messenger thing, You could do a video of yourself or a picture of yourself and be like, hey, you want to get together? We can all look like this, for an hour, and I'll give you one free. You just have to be excited and have fun with it. And I think that's the best party tip. Then once you're at the party, incentivize people to book parties. Like I'll say, all right, double hostess credits to anybody who books any of these dates that I have on my open date card. And it could be like within the next week, especially if they want to wrap or what have you, give them options. Take $5 off their wrap if they book a party, take $5 off their wrap if they become a loyal customer, if they sign up to be a distributor, give them their wrap for free. Like you just work it out. People just do all kinds of crazy things for free stuff. So, I also speak it. I was telling my team, I'm really big on affirmations too. And I say, I am a party queen. I get wrap parties all day long, and so you speak that, and I have 3 wrap parties this week. So you speak it until it is so, and you keep asking until it's so. All it takes is one party to totally bring you in front of new people and change it.
I love it. Thank you so much. And Kim, I've got a second question, and one of my leaders is actually on the call, Ellie, and she just asked the question that I would love to know too. She said, do you give the hostess the wrap or facial for free when they just have one friend? And I think that's where I won't say am stumped, because I'm going to talk in the past, had been stumped, I'd have people book parties, and because they didn't get 4 friends that could come to where they're getting a free wrap, they just would cancel altogether. So what about those smaller, say the hostess and one or two other guests? Do you still give the hostess a wrap for free, even if there's just 1 or 2 other guests?
I do, because I give my effort. And, I understand some people's, situation. I mean, I'm a presidential diamond. Obviously, I have a little different financial situation. But when I first started, I would still give them one for the effort, because they tried, and I also try and host and coach them. Being from Party Plan, I really try and encourage them to set up a Facebook event so I can get in there and put my spin on it. I can put pictures in there. I'll go live with my video so I can let them know what I'm excited about. I ask them what they're interested in so I know what products to bring for them to try. So I start interacting with the guests to try and create a better environment. But if for some reason the date didn't work, I will still go, even if it's just the hostess, and I will give her a free wrap because she said yes and tried. And you just never know what that one wrap is going to do. And again, think about my story, guys. Whenever you come down to that decision, just think about Kim Haber and pulling up to a dark dance studio and going presidential in a year. Like, how much would that have really blessed this woman's business if she had taken that ride?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I love it. I love it. Anybody else? I'm going to jump in. Katrina's asking, do you blitz sometimes, like talking about a party?
Absolutely. Like I'll meet somebody who's just fun, and I'll be like, you know what? I bet you have a lot of friends. Like, would you like to get together for a girls' night? I can come and share some of my products with you. I would love to party with you. Like, you notice those blues? They are the #1 party queens. And that's what this gal, that Danny that I signed on, she was red blue. And I just noticed her warmness and just her creativity and how she just quickly ran with it and got this event set up. And so, you're always a talent scout. I blitz for the business when I have excellent service. I blitz for parties when I see people that are just fun and have people all around them. Or I'll notice that they have a lot of friends, or they're doing a lot of parties. Because again, people that are social love to have company. So, you want to be a talent scout for that. And I think the other thing is the same thing. Don't menu pick. You ask everybody, because you just don't know. And I set up one-on-one appointments and turn them into parties by just saying, by the way, if you bring friends over, I'll take $5 off your wrap for each person you bring. So you can turn your one-on-one into a party by having more than one. So it really is just always having that party mindset and always looking for more. It's like you're trying to supersize your order.
I love that. And when you say double hostess credit, does that mean you're giving 2 wraps to the hostess?
Yeah. 2 wraps for 4 wrapping people is, like the staple.
Okay.
And then if they like if more than 4 people, then you can give them 3 or 4 or whatever. Or you can just upsell and check a thing of Fat Fighters, or would you like Confianza, whatever it is. You guys just, in Party Plan, people are used to getting free stuff. And so when they're doing these things, they're looking for what's in it for me. Most often they're looking for the girls get together. They want to have a good time. So you got to make sure you bring the boom and have a good time with them. Play games, give out prizes, whatever, if that's what they want. But just create an exciting experience that other people can imagine doing this themselves. And coach your hostess to keep it simple, because if it's an elaborate buffet, the guests are sitting there thinking, I'd love to do this, but I can't afford all this.
Right. That is so, so important. One more question that I have is, I loved what you said about Girls Night Out. I love the wine and facial. You had mentioned about February being your...
Love Your Skin Month. I just made it up.
You did? Okay, that's what I was wondering. I'm like, we can make that up every month, right?
I made that up. Love Your Skin Month. And you know what? I really wanted to focus on our skincare line because it's like the silent giant. And that's something that is going to get them buying from you forever, because they're going to love the system. And I want them to touch it, feel it. I bring the cleanser. I have washcloths. They go and they wash their face with the cleanser. I got little headbands. They put their head up. You know, I have a girlfriend who does it with like big ears and pom-pom things. Like, again, fun, guys. And then we just get the facial on. I make them all take a picture and they laugh. I have them share it to their social media. I put it on mine. You know why? Because we're getting the party started. We're letting people see this is something fun we're doing. Then I have them do before and after pictures and tell people how their skin's glowing, how great their skin feels. And so this is going to also get more parties. So, you know, have fun at your parties. You know, the facials are just, they can be hysterical. I bring straws so we can still drink through our straw. You know, so you just look to just create a really fun time for the girls. And then you can talk about the wrap and, you know, how we don't encourage drinking with it because it just cuts down on the results. So that's when they buy them to go, you know, so your wrap cash will be even higher because they're going to buy 2.
I love it. I love it. All right. Anybody else with a question? And I have a question real quick. Gen Z, look at April. Is that her picture? Like, do you know her? Because you guys look like twins.
I promise you, Molly. That's my girl, April Garner. She's not my twin, but I think she's logged in through my account, so she's got my picture on it.
I was like freaking out. I'm going, holy
Shelley was texting me saying, I'm so confused. Who is April? My twin.
When you guys look at them 2 pictures, I'm going, holy, I was just flipping out about it. Anyway.
And I just have a question for a facial session. Do I do other products? Absolutely. I always talk about our start of the party, which is the wrap. You know, I always talk about the wrap. I explain how it does. I show before and afters. We sample greens. They're my favorite. You know, I go through the full skincare line, talk about how it's pH balancing. I let them touch it, feel it, taste it. You know, all the things I do for a regular wrap party, but I get them in front of me because of the facial.
I love it. Well, Kim, I know that we have taken up a lot of your time. We so appreciate you for doing this. And I know you're snowed in, so that just makes it that much easier. You're not running to go anywhere.
Pot of sauce and meatballs for my husband. It's like our staple snowstorm dinner.
I love it. I love it. Well, awesome, you guys. Thank you all so much for joining. And Kim, I'm really excited to have your team on here too. So,
yes,
Annie,
thank you. And send me a recording. I'd love to pass it along for everybody.
I sure will. Absolutely. All right. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.